Okay, so again, perfect. We got, yeah, excellent. I can go change my attendance here. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so again, thanks for tuning in. I know it's tough. If you're set on a Zoom, what I always do is I always set alarms on my phones. So it's like, oh, I got to Zoom at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Boom, I'll set an alarm. So it helps you remind you when you need to get into that class. Always set a couple minutes ahead so you can get some time to organize yourself, or 20 minutes ahead or something like that. But thanks for being here. Let's go through a couple notes here. The goal is to figure out Uber X and Uber Black. We're going to do 2 examples. The second one is on Google Form, and then you have homework today. Assignment will be due on Wednesday, and you'll submit it to me online. So thanks for all doing that. I think I updated grades the other night. I think the only thing I don't have entered is the stuff that was due Friday last week. I just didn't take the time this weekend to get that in the grade book. So that'll be in probably tonight, actually, or tomorrow. So I'll take some time. So your grades are pretty much up to date. This week we'll probably have a lot of little things we'll do. Like tonight we're getting an assignment. We might do like maybe an in-class activity on Wednesday this week, and then maybe another assignment later this week. So there's going to be lots of little things coming up. I know we have midterms in like 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah,
so
20th.
yeah, so it's usually always that week of homecoming. Yeah, it's usually always that week of Thanksgiving. That's always when we have midterms. So it's that week. It's that Monday. So so you can kind of get your ducks in a row if you have other classes or homework that you need to turn in for me. So double check your grades. I did go through stuff the other night. I went through a bunch of emails that you might have sent to me. I had somebody emailing me the other day. They said, Ward, I turned in this assignment like a week ago. You haven't put it in the grade book. I was probably in the middle of grading it, and they are emailing me because I entered the category so I can enter their score for them. And they just happened to notice it. And send them an email that said they were missing an assignment. I was probably entering it. But yeah, so just check your grades today, see what you're missing. I'm going to hand back papers today. If you want to make any fixes, you can do that. You guys know the drill. But yeah, let's get through a couple notes here, and then we'll turn you loose. So it's pretty easy. First one, let's do an Uber X example. So I'm going to flip to my next. So we're going to do an Uber X. So Uber X. Now remember the difference between X and Black. X is where it's just a normal vehicle. They do not charge you per occupancy. It's usually like 4 people or less. So it's 4 persons in the vehicle or less. They do not charge you for the people that are in the vehicle. They'll charge you per mile and per minute. And then obviously the other thing that they charge is the booking fee. So when you actually use the app and you say, yes, I'm going to take this Uber, that's when they charge you an automatic flat rate in case you cancel last second. So you're already kind of committed to a certain number. It's usually what it is about 1/4 of the fare that you'd probably pay. It's usually that's kind of how they rank it. But I'll just kind of make up something here. So let's say the booking fee for us. So the booking fee, let's say that's going to be $4.55. That's the booking fee for this particular Uber. How that number changes, a lot of people don't know this. There's peak hours for Uber, dinner time, after work, late at night. It's if there's a concert, it's after the concert's over. It's peak hours. They know they play the game pretty well. They adjust the price on the fly, so be cautious of that. You could get charged a pretty big booking fee, so you really want to pay attention to what you're getting yourself committed to, and what the fee is per minute, per hour, that type of thing. We're getting a booking fee. Let's say the price per mile. Price per mile. If I can write that down, the costs. Let me write. There we go. Cost per mile. Let's say on this particular Uber, we're gonna go $1.70. That'll be the cost per mile. So this one's gonna be pretty expensive, actually. This whole Uber. We're at kind of peak hours, maybe. So cost per mile. Cost per minute. Cost per minute. Let's say the cost per minute on this particular Uber is $0.25. So they kind of flip-flop the numbers from last Friday. They'll kind of adjust. They'll clearly warn you what they're going to cost. You can kind of see that on the app itself. I think there's a website you can check where these prices are actually located. I'm just making these numbers up, but you can actually check what the price is at certain times during the day, so you can kind of plan accordingly when you want to leave, when you want to get an Uber, if you want to get an Uber in the first place. All right, so here's what we have. So we have our booking fee, we have our cost per mile, cost per minute. So the only thing we need to know is our particular data. What are we going to do? So let's say we're going to travel 5 miles down the road. We're going downtown. We're going to go 5 miles, and it's going to take us 10 minutes to get there. So maybe this is a bigger city, and it's going to take you 5 minutes or 5 miles to get downtown, 10 minutes to get there, that type of thing. So it's kind of a short trip. It's not very long distance. So probably averaging, 50 miles an hour or something like that. But these are the things you have to put in consideration. So cost per mile. So you're going to take the I'll put these numbers off the side. You're going to take the $1.70, and you have to take it times 5 because you have to figure out the cost for your mileage. You're going to have to take the quarter, the 25 cents, and take that times your 10 minutes because it's cost per minute. Bless you. And then you also have to add in your booking fee. The booking fee is $4.55, so don't forget that. These are the numbers you're going to be adding together. I would figure out all these numbers separately. Okay? So, can somebody tell me, what is $1.70 times 5? $8.50. Okay. All right, that makes sense. $10 times a quarter, what is that? $2.50. Okay. And we're going to add the $4.55. So if we add up all these numbers together, what is our total for Uber today? We add these all up.
I'm getting $15.55.
That sounds about right.
$12.70.
I got $15.55.
Okay.
$15.55. I'll just go back and I'll check our numbers are correct. They all seem correct, the numbers you've told me. $1.70 times 5. Did you forget to add the booking fee? You forget to add the booking fee in there?
So, probably.
Okay, so you had the $4.55, you had the $8.50, you had the $2.50. So it should be $15.55 total. Again, clear out your calculator in case you had some extra numbers. This is the total. So that's example number 1. That is not the Google form question of the day. So keep that in mind. This is a normal Uber. That's not bad. That's a pretty normal Uber ride, by the way. If you're not going too far, it's about $15. So if you have a couple friends going with you, it's pretty cheap. You just split it up evenly. Have them Venmo you money or something like that, or PayPal, or if you have Google Pay or Apple Pay, you can pay each other really simply. So yeah, not too bad. But again, it's limited to 4 people or less. So minus the driver, because the vehicle, you have to have seatbelts for every vehicle, for every person in the car. If you want to be an Uber driver, you just have to fill it out, the application online. You have to have a chauffeur's license to do it. So how you get a chauffeur's license, you have to be over a certain age. So I believe you have to be 18 years or older with a clean record. So so you have to have a clean record. So if you have anything in the last 5 years of your driving record, speeding tickets, wrecks, anything, a citation, parking ticket, they're not going to accept you. So pretty easy. But it does cost, because they're not, if you're just doing a normal Uber, they're not paying you for your mileage on your car. They're not paying you for, servicing your car or any of the damages that happen to your car in case you have a passenger that gets a little unruly in your car. So keep that in mind. It is kind of a commitment if you're going to work for a company like that. So, all right. Questions about our Uber X. Okay, and it'd be probably about the same for Lyft. Now, let's get to the all-important one. This is the expensive ones. The Uber Black. So, again, I was kind of telling you the types of vehicles that Uber Black would have. Very limited. An Uber Black has to be, like a Chevy Suburban, a Tahoe, black color only. It could be a Tesla Model X. It could be a Lincoln Escalade or a Lincoln Navigator. It could be a Cadillac Escalade. They have to be a bigger SUV, all in black. Has to be a newer model. It has to be, I think, a 2018 or newer. Like these have to, like it's very limited how you could be an Uber driver. It costs a lot of money to be an Uber X driver. So not for you as a driver, but for the passengers, it is expensive. But it's like getting chauffeured in kind of like a limousine. It's very high-end vehicles, and so if you have 4 or 5 friends, it could be pretty cost efficient if you do it that way. So let's take a quick look at the numbers here. So they will charge you money per person. So there is a cost per person in the vehicle. Typically that cost is about $4 a person. It can go up. It can go up depending on the time of day. But the traditional ones that I saw was about $4 per person. Okay, that's it's automatic. There's a booking fee still. Your booking fee. These are traditionally higher. Oh, I don't know why I wrote feet. Booking feet, I guess. Booking fee. I've seen numbers as high as $8, but I'm gonna go $7.25. That's pretty normal. It's about $7 usually to book it. They're a little bit higher. They're really having you commit to it. Let's see, the cost per mile is usually more expensive. So cost per mile, I'm going to go with $3.50. So definitely more expensive on the cost per mile. Let's take a look at the other one now. Let's see. Cost per minute. Cost per minute. My last one was $0.25, right? That's what I charged. Let's go 82 cents. I've never seen the cost per minute over $1. I know it can go over $1. I've seen it. But I've never experienced it. I've never had to pay for a cost per minute, so I don't know what that would really do. That I can only imagine what that would do in price. So cost per minute. All right, let's figure out our total here. Okay. So let's say we're going to do that same trip. We're going to have let's say we have 4 people in the car. So you're going to have 4 persons. So 4 people are coming with you, and we're going to go that same 10-minute ride for 5 miles. I think it's kind of important you get to see this. So this is the second example. This is the one we're going to submit on Google today. This will be our last example of the day. So cost per person. So we have to do all these calculations. So we're going to take the 4 people times $4. So right now we're already getting charged $16 for the people that are getting in the vehicle. Okay. They ask before you sign up how many people are getting in the car on an Uber X or on an Uber Black. So you have to fill out the number, and then it's an automatic fee. So $16. We have the booking fee, $7.25. So the booking fee is automatically on top. Cost per mile, $3.50 times 5 miles.
17.50.
Yeah, $17.50. So we're in the expensive town now. We're definitely up there. Cost per minute. So we're taking 10 times 82 cents. So we're at what, $8.20?
Yeah.
And now we have to add these all up. So total, what we're spending on this particular Uber, 16 plus 7.25 plus the 17.50 plus the 8.20. We're spending $48.95 on this Uber. You're thinking, wow, that is expensive. Yikes.
You said 48.
$48.95. Sorry, $48.95. What did I say? 50? $48.95. That's what I got. $48.95. It's right up there. All right. Yeah, it's kind of expensive. Now, if you're thinking about this, maybe you're going to split this up amongst the 4 people that are getting in the vehicle. Maybe you didn't take the Uber by yourself. Maybe you guys are now, all 4 people are sharing this Uber, right? Maybe the Uber that you took earlier was the $15 that you paid by yourself, just to get home by yourself. You didn't want to ride with anyone else. So this one, you have 4 people in the car. So if you Venmo'd each other. You take your cost, this $48.95, and you divide by the 4 people in the car. It's only costing you $12 to take this Uber per person. Maybe that's worth it to you. Maybe you were going to take the Uber by yourself anyways. Well, this is a cheaper route, and you get to ride in a way nicer car. So just be aware of that. So
I've been to riding in a limo once.
that's pretty sweet. I have not, actually. I've never been in a limo. I saw one last night. There was a really nice limo out in Clear Lake last night. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, so this is kind of the idea what you're doing in your homework. I will tell you what type of Uber. So you have to figure out the cost, what you're going to pay total. This is the answer you're submitting on your Google form question, so that you're submitting your $48.95. Go find that Google form. For those who are online, you guys can log out. You can go fill out the Google form. We have homework. It's on Google Classroom. It's a worksheet. Do the work on a separate sheet of paper. Take a picture, submit it back to me on Google Classroom. It's due on Wednesday. Any questions, though, for people at home here? Any questions about what's due? Okay. I'll stay online. I'm going to keep my camera going in case you have questions. So you can work, you can log off. It won't hurt my feelings if you log off. We'll just do the same thing tomorrow. I'll have you guys log in tomorrow, and we're going to go on to the next section tomorrow. So keep that in mind. We're going to be outside of Uber. So we're going to be getting back to other public types of transportation, so taxis and other things like trains, and we'll talk about other things because there is public trains. So, all right, that's it for today. I'm going to hand back some papers to you guys, so if you want to make any fixes.